The following day, Alan and Roden gather with the villagers who will be taking part in the hunt. When the commoners notice Alan, they're shocked that someone so young is coming along. Roden quickly explains that everyone will be following his hunting formation. Alan's role is simply to observe and learn, not to fight. Alan reassures the group that he won't be a burden and politely bows, thanking them for letting him accompany them. Although he feels a bit disappointed that he can't actively join the hunt, he understands that training the new hunters is the top priority. One of the villagers steps forward and apologizes to Roden for injuring him in the past. Roden waves it off, saying there's no need to dwell on old mistakes, and urges everyone to focus on the task ahead. Soon after, the forest gate opens and the group heads inside. As they move deeper into the forest, Alan realizes that this is the first time he has ever left the village in 7 years of living as a serf. He's even more excited by the thought of seeing the White Dragon Mountains. Legends say a mysterious white dragon lives near those peaks, and Alan has always dreamed of witnessing it with his own eyes. Before long, the hunt begins. A massive boar appears, and everyone moves into position. The bait team draws the creature in the desired direction, after which the tank team steps in to restrain it and keep it from causing chaos. The strike team charges forward to finish the fight. Alan watches closely and realizes this is the same method his father and veteran hunters have relied on for more than a decade. Seeing the plan unfold so smoothly, he can't help but admire how well-designed and effective the strategy is. Once the boar is defeated, the villagers are filled with pride. To them, successfully slaying the beast feels like passing a divine trial and proving their worth. Alan estimates that since the boar is a C-rank monster, the hunters must have gained a significant amount of experience. Curious, he checks his grimoire to see his own gains, only to find that he earned nothing. After thinking it through, he realizes this is only natural, since he never took part in the battle and remained at a safe distance. Even so, Alan feels content watching the villagers grow stronger and more confident. Later, he chats with some of them about the different kinds of monster meat they've collected in the past. One man mentions that he'd gladly help butcher any monster as Alan manages to hunt himself. Taking him up on the offer, Alan leads the man to his stash of albahone and asks if he can prepare them properly. Naturally, the man doesn't expect to work for free. Alan proposes a deal instead. For every albahone the man processes, he'll receive 2 portions of meat as payment. The man is taken aback by how generous the offer sounds and agrees immediately without a second thought. Not long after, the hunt resumes. This time, however, they change tactics. Instead of moving as one large unit, the group splits into smaller teams. Even so, Alan can't help but wonder why the Baron is pushing for more boar hunts than ever before. Suddenly, a boar charges straight toward them. Jer reacts instantly, taking the lead and striking the beast head-on with a powerful blow that nearly kills it outright. He then calls for the newer hunters to step in and finish the job. Once again, they feel a surge of pride after successfully completing the hunt. When he checks his status, he's stunned to see that his attributes have increased and that he's reached level 3. Excited, he quickly pieces together how it happened. The trick was simple, yet effective. If one of his summoned creatures made contact with the monster before it died, he would be counted as a participant in the battle. At the final moment, Alan summoned Dina, causing the boar to step on him and establish contact. This earned Alan experience points, though it came at the cost of Dina's life. As Dina slowly faded into the sky, Alan offered a sincere apology. Even so, he quietly admits to himself that the result was worth the sacrifice. 3 months later, Alan and Krina are invited to the chieftain's home to celebrate the new year. After spending some time there, they return home to properly enjoy the holiday. Their table is filled with food, and Jera and his wife soon join them. Everyone eats, laughs, and enjoys the warm, cheerful atmosphere. During the meal, Jera asks if the chieftain said anything about them. Alan replies that the chieftain expressed deep gratitude for their efforts and made sure his appreciation was clear. Roden isn't surprised, having already expected this outcome, since they easily met the yearly quota of 20 boars he had proposed. Alan then mentions that the chieftain was so pleased he rewarded him with a bottle of liquor. Knowing exactly how much Roden and Jera love alcohol, and how wild they can get, Alan quickly comes up with an idea to use the bottle as leverage. He proposes a contest. If Alan wins, he'll be allowed to properly join the hunt next time, wield a spear, and fight alongside them as an equal. If Roden and Jera win, they get to keep the liquor. The moment Alan lays out the rules, they realize too late that they've walked straight into his trap. Still, their desire for the liquor is too strong to resist, so they accept the challenge. When they ask what kind of competition it will be, Alan calmly answers that he wants an arm wrestling match. Both Roden and Jera are shocked. To them, it seems ridiculous that a child would challenge grown men in raw strength, but tempted by the liquor, they agree anyway. What they don't know is that Alan has been preparing for this moment. He's been saving several strength-boosting cards, confident they'll give him a fighting chance, even against adults. Jera steps up first, expecting an easy victory and not taking Alan seriously. However, once the match begins, he quickly realizes his mistake. Alan holds firm, refusing to budge. Despite Jera's best efforts, Alan ultimately overpowers him and wins. Afterward, Alan estimates that Jera's strength stat must fall somewhere between 50 and 200. Then it's Roden's turn. Alan immediately senses the difference. While he's somewhat close in strength, Roden is on an entirely different level. No matter how hard Alan pushes, Roden steadily forces his arm down and claims victory. With the contest decided, Alan keeps his word and hands over the bottle of liquor. Roden and Jera accept it happily, and before long, they're all drinking and enjoying the night together. Although Alan didn't get the outcome he wanted, the challenge wasn't pointless. It helped him understand his current limits. He now knows that Jera is roughly D rank in strength, while Roden is closer to C rank. Roden then tells Alan that he won't allow him to join the boar hunts until Alan can defeat him in raw strength. Rather than feeling discouraged, Alan accepts the challenge with determination. He's resolved to grow stronger and earn his place. Not long after, he's pleased to discover that his summoner level has increased once again. Curious, Alan immediately opens his grimoire to see what has changed. As he flips through the pages, he's stunned by the number of new abilities that have appeared. One skill, in particular, grabs his full attention. He's gained the power to freely view E-rank cards whenever he wants. Alan instantly realizes how broken this ability is. But as he continues examining the grimoire, something unusual catches his eye. There's a brand new page that wasn't there before. When he turns to it, he finds what looks like a hollow space carved directly into the page. After testing it out, Alan figures out that this is a storage ability. As long as an item physically fits, he can store it inside the grimoire. What's more surprising is that the space extends far deeper than it looks, making it incredibly useful. This leaves Alan confused. Storage abilities are considered god-tier skills, extremely rare and powerful. He can't understand why he would receive something like this now. The timing feels intentional, almost as if someone planned for him to gain it at this exact moment. The next day, Alan decides to test his newly unlocked E-rank summons. He takes out a magic stone and activates his summoning skill. The first creature he calls forth is an E-rank insect, a colorful butterfly with glowing, shimmering wings. He then summons another E-rank creature, and this time it's a saber-toothed tiger. The moment it appears, Alan instinctively steps back, intimidated by its sharp fangs and muscular body. However, after observing it for a while, he realizes it poses no danger to him. Growing more comfortable, Alan names the tiger Tama and officially welcomes it as a member of his team. Next, Alan attempts to fuse two summons, only to discover a major limitation. Every fusion requires a magic stone. This makes one thing clear. If he wants to keep getting stronger, he'll need a massive supply of magic stones. That night, he brings the idea up to his father, but Roden shuts it down. A ditch had been dug around the village long ago, preventing monsters from getting inside. This means horned rabbits won't be appearing anytime soon, cutting off Alan's easiest source of magic stones. The following day, while Krina is once again training and completely dominating Dogora, Alan speaks with Pelmoas and asks him about magic stones. Pelmoas explains that D and C rank stones are valuable and usually found in the royal capital. E rank stones, however, are nearly worthless and sometimes just lie around unused. To prove his point, Pelmoas casually picks one up from the ground and hands it to Alan before walking away. That single moment fills Alan with hope. Over time, with help from the villagers, Alan manages to collect a large number of E-rank magic stones. Using them, he successfully summons all of his E-rank creatures. Suddenly, a boar charges at him, but before it can do anything, his summons react instantly and kill it in one swift move. Alan celebrates briefly, only for another boar to appear. Once again, his summons step in and protect him effortlessly. At that moment, Alan snaps his eyes open and realizes the truth. Everything he just saw was a hallucination. Closing his eyes again, he reflects on the past 7 years. There was no guidebook for summoners, no teacher to guide him. He had to figure everything out on his own. Through this realization, Alan finally understands the true role of each summon type. Insects apply debuffs, beasts focus on offense. Birds gather information, grass-type summons provide healing, while stone types specialize in defense. Together, they allow him to cover every role of a full combat party by himself. That is the true strength of a summoner. Now he understands why he was given the storage skill. It exists so he can store the countless magic stones he'll need. With an army of creatures under his command, Alan believes that a summoner might one day be stronger than even the Demon Lord himself. That was episode 5. Subscribe so you don't miss the next part, and check out the next video to continue the story.